Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the Marquette versus Xavier college basketball matchup on Sunday, February 25th, 2024. If you like all the free picks we do at Pickdawgz, you'll love our premium picks, our best bets. Use the discount code PICK for 15% off. We also have products meant for people who make big bets, who have big bankrolls, looking for that one-on-one concierge style service. But those packages are not available on the website. To get those, you have to text the number you see on the screen. So if you make big bets, text that number. But let's get to this one. Got Marquette taking on Xavier. Marquette 20-6 coming into this one. Ranked in the top 10 like they have been most of the season. Of course, last year Marquette was a surprise team. This year they weren't going to surprise anybody. It's this team, everybody knew that they were loaded, and we are in that time of year where their head coach Shaka Smart, that is his office, right, as they say, because boy, late February, early March, you just don't want to be on the opposite side of Shaka Smart. But Sean Miller takes over Xavier last year. Of course, he had been a Xavier coach prior to that. 13-13 on the season. I have to say it's probably a little bit disappointing for Xavier. We know they play in the Big East, so it's going to be a tough schedule all the way around. They are 14-11 against the number this season, but just 2-6 on the road, and 5-3 against the number on the road this season. So they haven't been all that horrible on the road. It's just when you play in the Big East, you're going to have to beat some of these good teams. And, these teams haven't played yet this season. So that just tells you what kind of schedule Xavier's played. When push came to shove and Xavier was, just 3 games over 500, and they were still in consideration for an at-large bid in the NCAA tournament, they go ahead and lose at home to Creighton, lose at Seton Hall, and then lose at home to Providence. That is not going to help the resume, especially when they had already lost at UConn and Creighton, other spots where they had to improve the resume. Wins over Villanova and DePaul and St. John's just aren't going to get it done. Not this year. It is going to be a scramble to get into the tournament. Meanwhile, when we look at Marquette, just continuing to roll on, but when they were called on to step it up at UConn, they got stepped on 81-53. Of course, last year they were the only team to beat UConn more than once in the entire season. So we know that they certainly have what it takes to do that. And of course, Shaka Smart, he's beat that coach a couple times. So we'll have to see what happens in what should be an awesome Big East tournament. But outside of that, they pretty much mopped the floor in the conference. But to be honest, they've also played against some of the lower end teams in the conference, like DePaul and Georgetown. Not really playing against the top of the top night in and night out. There really is no absolute bottom though in the Big East. I mean, everybody in this conference can play. Xavier's actually pretty decent at shooting the three. Marquette has a weakness; it's guarding the three, and their defense on the floor, not quite up to Shaka Smart type standards when you look at it. The Xavier team also hits their free throws pretty proficiently, 73.5%, but Marquette shoots just a little bit lower than that, but they are okay shooting threes, but really efficient when putting the ball on the floor and scoring from closer range, shooting 46.1%. That's 27th best in the nation. Xavier's defense is good. And they should be able to match up there. I think they should be able to match up from beyond the arc too. Not a big disparity there. Should be a pretty decent on the battle on the boards as well. I think this game is probably a little bit more competitive than most people think. I think being at the time slot it is, on the day that it is, I think the line is going to be a little too generous. I'm going to take Xavier, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. 100% free, and it'll help put you on the most favorable bets on the board today.